All right, welcome back, fam, to With the Heathers. This is our podcast.
Your host, Billy Heather.
We're usually a lot more excited about this in our intro, but our daughter's asleep, and we actually have a second to film, and we have been trying to sit down and film a conversation for at least 2 weeks, and it happens at the same time. Every day we get to the end of the day and we say, oh my gosh, this would be a great time to film now. She's asleep. The day is over, but we're so tired and we're exhausted.
Yeah. It's like, what do you have left at the end of the day?
Well,
sometimes there's not much in there.
Nope. Not much at all. So how has your week been?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recently you had another clip go viral, this time on our church podcast. And I think it just got up to like 3 million views. And it's not like all I want to do is talk about views, but there has been like, again, just an influx of comments and people, and your DMs are always filled now. And the church is just nonstop getting notifications from Instagram of people liking and commenting and all that. So how do you deal with the fact that one clip of you preaching goes so big?
I feel like the first one was like super overwhelming and scary. This was just like, whatever happens, I'm not even going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first it was super distracting. Like, it was like just checking Instagram, like, oh my God, oh my God. Not even for like, oh, it feels good. It was like, this is terrifying, this is terrifying, this is terrifying, this is terrifying.
Because it feels like every other comment is like somebody picking a fight and wanting a response and wanting you to respond or wanting us to make some sort of statement about something.
Yes.
I can imagine it gets a little overstimulating.
Yes, good choice of words. Yeah, how has your week been?
It was great. Yeah, it's been great. I think we've had our sister's been here. Maya's been here now for a couple days, 3 days since her and Brave got here.
She's been here for like almost a week now, it feels like.
Yeah, she's
right? A week tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that she was there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which was awesome to have our sister in town. We love you, Lee. So yeah, she was here. It's been cool hanging out with them. Yeah. I feel like we're getting better in a sense that like when family's in town, as a couple, we like carry the whole load together.
Yes.
Because I feel like I haven't really got to see you much while she's here because it's kind of like in and out, but still killing it with church, still killing things, throughout the week. Yeah,
it's been fun. I think it's super refreshing when she comes into town. I don't know, for me, I love it. But yeah, I think like you said, it's like we know when family's here, a lot of stuff is just like, we'll get back around to this. Family will be gone. We'll get all of our regular rhythm back. But while they're here, too many times we try to keep up with like our normal pace of life instead of realizing, no, life is worth slowing down for family being here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that to anybody that stresses about family time, especially when people from outside the state you live in come into town. It's like you have your stuff to handle while they're gone. You'll still have your house you need to catch up on. You'll still have the yard work, especially if you're East Coaster. Because that's a different level of yard work. But sometimes we get so caught up in our schedules that when the people of our lives step into them, we're more distracted by our schedule.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And we still have stuff to do while your family's here, obviously. Like I got small group tonight. You have a meeting tonight. We have office hours tomorrow. I got to work. And so we try not to like shut down our schedule completely when family's here. But you do make those sacrifices. Like
I think
each other.
I think it's easy to when your family understands that, like, okay, you are making a sacrifice by not filling your schedule as much, but I still have to work and keep moving and get, you still have to get. And so I think what's really unique about when Lee, or my little sister Maya, when she comes to visit, is she's well aware of like our lifestyle, what we do, what pace we go at, what we have to do. She also knows that when we are missing something, it's a sacrifice. So she really appreciates the time she does get with us, or any of our family that comes from out of town appreciates the time they get with us. So, it's a lot easier because it's not like if I do have to go do something, she's like hanging over my shoulder, like, wow, you're not spending time. She's not like that at all.
And while she's here, she helps so much with like our kid and like helps with our house.
She loves Addie.
Yeah. So it's amazing to have her here. And then how about with like work and stuff? I know a lot of people that support us know that you work locally in town. How's work been? How's life?
It's good. This is so funny. I love it because it's almost like we are catching up because we haven't caught up in like a week.
Yeah, I just feel like I miss you. That's all. This is not even about the cameras. I just want to talk to you. Oh, they're not even recording.
Get out of here. No, it's been good. It's been super busy.
Yeah, because you worked actually on Sunday, the Lord's Day.
I did.
But whatever. We'll look.
Whoa.
Yeah. But Randy normally is not working on Sunday. She's at church singing or preaching or helping us build what we're doing. And you worked a wedding this week. Where was it?
It was in a town called Portland, New York. I don't take weddings on Sundays anymore, ever. No. Is
your neck okay? You keep like
my neck. Well, no, my neck is hurting.
Well, I thought you would face that way where the camera.
Well, because I like talking to you, man.
Okay.
Sorry. Do you want me to face this way? I feel
continue.
I feel like I should be talking to you.
Yeah.
No.
That's good.
Do you want me to? Do you want? I can look straight into the camera the whole time.
Well, no, I just think it looks better.
Welcome to the What the Heathers podcast. On tonight's news. Just kidding.
Yeah, this is better. Yeah.
Okay.
I just know you because when we started, she was like, "I'm so happy the angle's in front and not to the side." But you already got a side angle because you twisted so much.
I know. I feel like we should be sitting, like you should be sitting there. I should be sitting here. We're just staring straight at each other, but you're next to the camera.
That would work too.
It's okay. This is great. This is a dope shot.
Like this.
Yeah, but that's kind of, I like that.
Is that better?
Sorry, guys. This is a new set.
Is that better?
This is a new set for What the Heathers, right? Maybe not this welcome home thing.
No,
it's giving good news pod vibes.
No, I just feel like we keep saying that we're going to have a podcast and we keep saying that we're going to film and stuff. So we're just filming. We're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the basement.
So where you were doing the wedding, you're talking about the town.
Yeah, Portland, New York.
Yeah.
And I booked this wedding like a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, there's some weddings I already have booked for 2025, 2024.
How does that happen? Like, do some people just want to get it knocked off their list? That they book their hair and makeup person a year out?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you need to know the style that you're getting your hair done when you book? Or is it more so just like, I need you on this day?
No, they just need to confirm and secure their date. Yeah.
Yeah. Secure the date.
Yeah, so they have to secure their date with the deposit, all that stuff like that, and they book for however many services their people are going to be getting done. So I have 5 bridesmaids, my mom, my mother-in-law, my grandma.
So like when you did this Sunday, were you just not saved when you booked it, or what happened?
Get the heck out of here, bro. What the Bojangles?
Just kidding.
No, it was like we kind of like don't have any money, and so I'm scared that I'm still not gonna have money in a year and a half from now. It was like my lack of faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
No, that's not it at all.
That was it. Exactly.
You just love to do weddings.
I was ye of little faith.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So where was it again? It was in Portland. And how big was that town? Like,
oh, it's tiny. It's like between Westfield and Brockton. It's like.
This is my problem with some of these small towns. They use the big city names. And then they put it on a small town and expect us to go, ooh, Portland, New York. Like,
I don't know. Let's see. Well, how old is Portland, Oregon, and how old is Portland, New York? Because what if Portland, New York is older?
Yeah.
Who's biting who?
United
States of Fredonia.
Yeah, I know that there's a Fredonia in Pennsylvania.
See, and there's also a Fredonia in somewhere else. New Jersey.
Let's see. Fredonia, New York. That's all that pops up on my maps. Pennsylvania.
How old or when was Portland, New York founded?
But yeah, I just there's definitely like, because I know too there's some of these small towns will even go international with the city names that they pick. You know what I mean? Like there's like London, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like, Paris, New York or something. It's like some small, tiny. I remember in California, there's Paris, California. And for the longest time, I thought it was spelled Paris.
It's Perris.
Yeah, it's like Paris.
Well, I have something to tell you. Portland, New York is, in fact, older than Portland, Oregon.
Is that right? Well, that makes sense.
1813, Portland, New York.
Yeah.
1851, Portland, Oregon. Obviously.
That makes sense. Yeah, so that really only makes me think of one thing, and that's the Oregon Trail. Did you ever play that video game?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if you've ever played Oregon Trail, please comment on this video so I know that I'm not crazy. This was like a game that you would play on PC, and it was like you played it on a computer, and it was basically like a digital board game kind of. I don't even remember most of the levels or whatever, but like you had to take your family from the east and travel west.
Wow.
And like kind of those original like I guess you would call them the gold rush people, like the people that went west looking for gold and they just kind of kept going and stuff. Sure. But anyways, the gameplay is like crazy because like, your mom can get bit by a snake and like die.
Oh.
Or like the water can get poisoned, and if you drink the water, like you die. And I'm like 6 years old. Like this is intense. But that makes me think of Oregon Trail, and there is still Looks like a great community here. There's a forum for the Oregon Trail online. There's people that I guess are playing this still today. So
anyway, yeah. So they did a wedding in Portland, New York.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a full one, but it's been a full like few weeks.
Yeah.
Once the wedding season starts, it's like every weekend I have a wedding.
Yeah.
Until the end of October.
Yeah, and I think it's good that people book them so far in advance for you because you have guaranteed work coming in.
Hallelujah.
But does this give a potential bride another thing to stress about, like having to book a hair and makeup person?
Oh, for sure. I think anybody on a vendor list for a wedding, that is like the main priority of a girl.
Really?
Or a person when they're planning their wedding.
Okay, what's the top 3 most important things then going to a wedding? Like if you're planning a wedding.
Flowers.
So flowers is on the top 3.
Photography. Catering, yeah.
What are we eating? Okay, flowers though.
Maybe DJ. I feel like DJ would be more important.
Music is pretty big.
I think I have to say, depending on the person, you'll find out what their top 3 vendors are. Mine would probably be food, music, and photography.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For our wedding though, we had Greg cooking for us. Remember from the church?
It was
Shout out
delectable.
Greg if you're watching. Yeah, Greg did some barbecue,
brisket, and ribs.
We had youth volunteers serving plates. We made.
You want to go to the wedding? You get to serve the dinner.
We made an event on Planning Center to come to our wedding. We were like, hey, we're looking for photographers. No, it was great. We had a beautiful wedding. I just remember looking at how much we spent on it, and it was like less than $2,000 altogether, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what you told me then. No, but I just remember going like, wow, we didn't spend much on the venue. We didn't spend anything on food, basically. We got to really put a lot of money into our trip.
That's what it was. Yeah. I remember my dad got us a big chunk of our honeymoon.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to George for that. That was amazing.
We stayed right off Times Square.
Yeah, well, I definitely.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, our honeymoon, so we got married on New Year's Day.
That was crazy.
Which was awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, I remember people thinking we were crazy when we got married on New Year's Day. But I just, never wanted to forget our anniversary. So, but that wasn't the only reason. But we got married on New Year's Day. On the 2nd, we flew from LA to New York City. We stayed in Times Square for like a week, right?
It was 10 days.
10 days in like the little Sheraton.
And it was coldy.
Around the corner from Times Square. Yeah, and I just remember us like $2 pizzas like every night, just loving life.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and we took a train into New Jersey.
Yep.
Remember where I went and showed Randy like where I'm from and stuff.
That was a different trip. That was a different trip.
We took a train to the park
that you grew up by.
I used to grow. Yeah, yeah. Me and my family lived in Manhattan for like 4 or 5 years, and I took Randy to the actual park as a kid. And I was like, "This is where my dad would drop me off." And you
showed me your apartment building, that green apartment building.
That was so cool. But yeah, I remember $2 slices. I remember coffee. Bluestone Lane coffee.
Bluestone Lane.
Yes.
I remember taking a subway all the way to Target. It was like very far, and we didn't realize. And I don't know how we even mapped it through there, especially at that time. Took the train all the way there, bought groceries because we were like, we have to be mindful of our money and like all this stuff like that. So we bought a bunch of groceries, and then I don't know, the train didn't I guess the route times or whatever. I don't even know what happened, but I remember walking like 15 blocks.
Yes.
With groceries.
With bags. I remember.
And it was snowing.
Yeah, and I remember you were pretty upset with me.
No.
Well, we were upset, obviously, but it was a general, why do we come all the way out here, I think. Because there had to have been a closer Target than that.
No, I think that was the closest Target, but we didn't know that there were regular corner stores and different things that sold like full groceries. Yep. We had no idea what the city entailed.
Yeah.
Or I didn't.
Well, it was a fun time. Anytime you go to New York City, you never know what you're going to get. We're getting ready to go. We're not really going to the city. I guess you would call it the city. We're getting ready to go to Mamaroneck. I have no idea how would you even say it. I think it's Mamaroneck. But we're going to an ARC event that's like just north of Manhattan. So be excited to be around
the city.
Big cities again, yeah.
Yeah, excited.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Rochester coming up soon. Excited to go to that city again. Have you ever been to Rochester?
We have, yeah.
I know we went for, it's on our vlog. It's like you went for like
a wedding.
A doula, right? It was a wedding and then.
Oh, we had an appointment in Buffalo and then we drove to Rochester.
Yes. Yep. And then I went to, I think something Sherman Dumas spoke at. But we'll be in Rochester. We're going to Florida soon for some ministry stuff. Excited about that. Yeah, what's your favorite city in the country, you think? Like big city.
Big city?
Yes, like big city. Like there's only a handful that you can really choose from, I guess. No, I guess
what's on the list?
a million or more people, I guess, you know.
Oh. In United
Like Los
States?
Angeles, New York City,
Dallas,
like
Miami,
Dallas, Atlanta.
Cleveland.
Yep.
Those would be tier 2, huh? Probably.
Cleveland to me is a tier 2 city. I mean, no disrespect to anybody in Cleveland, but it just doesn't seem like it's like what it used to be.
No,
Because we
I
were
feel
hanging
like
out there and it was dead.
I feel like a lot of East Coast cities
Yeah.
are slowing down a lot, or they slowed down for a long time. Like same thing with Pittsburgh. Like there's a lot of people, but it's not packed.
Yeah.
Cleveland, there's a lot of people, but it's not. It's like a fully developed city that's really empty.
Yep.
Yeah, probably like Brooklyn or
Brooklyn?
Manhattan.
Yeah,
I don't know,
Brooklyn
somewhere
was
just any of the
awesome,
boroughs
dude.
in the city.
Yeah, I think, well, on our honeymoon, I remember taking the train back to the airport, and that was quite an experience. And then I remember we stayed in Brooklyn on another trip we went.
Yes.
Yeah, we got an Airbnb. That was so
Chris
much
is going to
fun.
be really excited that I said Brooklyn.
Who?
Chris.
Chris, yeah, one of our friends.
The dual end between Long Island, the Bronx, and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that time that we took a train from Brooklyn to the airport.
Yep.
That was interesting.
Yeah, well, because, you know, one of the cars was jam-packed, and we ended up having to get on with bags. And I'm one of those anxiety travelers. I feel like I'm getting
That
better,
is.
but like I'm like, okay, if we're in the airport and I've got multiple bags, or we're having to squeeze our way into tight spaces, it's the closer I get to people, the faster my heart will race. And so I just remember like I had your bag, both our bags, and a backpack. You had like your duffel and something else, and the doors opened on the subway car, and it was like people jammed to the front. And thank God there was some sweet lady right there that was like, let them on, let them on. She was like, let the bags on, make room for the bags. Like she just started talking all loud. And that gave me anxiety that day.
That was where that ice cream, the #1 rated ice cream shop, was across the street from the Airbnb we were
What was that
staying
place
at.
called?
I can find it right
Yeah,
now.
you'd find out that place. There was our Airbnb was dope. We were staying on the 3rd story, kind of like loft apartment in Brooklyn. No elevator though, because it was just, remember that was like a straight shot up the stairs
Yes.
to the 3rd floor, but really cool space. And then right across the street was kind of like a real industrial looking building that served kind of gourmet ice cream, craft ice cream.
It was delicious. Whoa, you know what's crazy? The last time we were in the city, we had come from Fredonia, from Mariah's wedding, the first time we ever came.
That's true.
It was called
2018?
2018. It was called Ample Hills Creamery.
Ample Hills.
Ample Hills, it's a #1 rated ice cream shop at the time in the country.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome spot though. I just remember hanging out on the roof. Like it was a really vibey place.
I remember that
So New York City's great. I love LA though. As much as, you know, I'm now on the East Coast, and shout out to all the people that love to remind me of the LA life. But yeah, definitely I think I always like how there's such different worlds within Los Angeles. Like you can be on a different block and have a whole different experience.
Yes.
Drive 2 lights, or like to the other side, like East LA is like a whole different world than, you know, downtown. And
West Hollywood.
yeah, and even just like, you know, South Central LA. Remember we used to kind of have to drive through South Central sometimes to beat
To get
traffic.
to South Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, like Randy would get off work at 5 o'clock in West Hollywood. It would take us 2 hours sometimes on the 210?
405.
405. Yeah, and it was bad. So sometimes we would just follow GPS. We'd end up in South Central LA, which is like, you would go 5 minutes from being on a nice neighborhood to all of a sudden just looks like nothing, like slums.
Yeah, because I worked in like
rundown
the
houses.
center of West Hollywood.
Right. I remember, dude, this lady in our church one time, she said, hey, I have this friend in Florida. She goes, you know, can I connect you with her? And I was like, why do you want to connect with me? She says she has a son. He wants to come out to Los Angeles. And I told him he could get connected to the church. So anytime we hear about people moving and wanting to get connected, we're always like, absolutely, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
let's get them here. We'd love
you
to
just
have
uncovered
them
a
here.
huge section of my memories.
Yeah, do you remember this?
Yes.
And so we go to the Marriott one Sunday thinking he's going to show up. He doesn't show up that day. We get a call from the mom, never met her. And she says, hey, I don't even remember the kid's name, to be honest. And just so-and-so is there. And I wanted to try to connect you so you guys could get in touch. I'm like, great. Tell him to meet me sometime. I'd love to meet him. Well, he doesn't have a car. He just, can I have your number and I'll relay when you guys can meet up? I'm like, great. And then one day, like in the middle of the night, we get a call and the mom is like, he doesn't want to stay in his Airbnb anymore. He's been there 2 nights. Can you go pick him up?
And it was because it wasn't an Airbnb. It was a hostel.
It was a hostel, and he was staying in South Central LA.
Yeah. So the hostel, if you guys don't know what a hostel is, it's literally like a house or a hall with multiple rooms that have doors, but it's shared restroom, shared kitchen, shared living space.
You pay for your bed, basically.
Yeah, you just pay for a bed.
Yeah.
Because it could be a room that has 3 bunk bed sets in there, and you get a bed.
Yeah.
So it was like $20 a night.
Yeah, so it's like 9:30 at night we get this call.
No, it was like...
It was later than that.
Yeah, it was late.
Well, we get this call, and we go to get him, and he's so scared. This young kid, I think he was 16 years old. And so he spent the night with us for like 2 or 3 nights. We got him set up in a hotel, and he really just came out because he had saw like Hollywood in a magazine, and for a couple of years saved up money and was just like, I'm just going to move out there and get a job. I remember going, do you have a job? Like, do you have anything lined up? And he's like, no, I'm just going to walk around and look for work.
But he wasn't 18 yet.
Yeah, but so he's underage. He was there. I mean, it was
dream chasing, which gave him, I think it gave a really good opportunity for him to see like, okay, this is what I want to sign up for, but yet I'm not prepared to. So what I need the next time I come back is a list of all these things.
Yeah, and he ended up coming back like a year later, ended up coming back, had a job lined up, God bless him. Moved on with his life, and it was a great moment. But I think we as humans have that in us, that like we see something that takes a lot of commitment and a lot of thinking, and we glorify it, romanticize it, and we go, I could just do this. And I'm not the type to talk somebody out of something. Like, I think you should go for your dreams or try something new or challenge yourself. But some things, especially life decisions, you better plan.
Yeah.
Pray. Get some leads before you just make a jump like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was a crazy situation for sure. But LA was cool. And then South LA, we actually lived for a year in Torrance, which 15 miles, I guess, from downtown LA. What time of day that is changes how long.
I was gonna say 15 miles, but like 2 hours.
Torrance was a whole different vibe than LA.
Oh my gosh, so different. It was way more like, it's a bigger city, but it's like felt like suburban. Area, like a lot of families, not so like nightlife centric like West Hollywood was.
Yeah, West Hollywood was just a lot of design. It was a lot of high fashion, nightlife, and a lot of money.
A lot of media.
Yeah,
like it's a lot of
media, a lot of transient people moving in and out of West Hollywood, just in and out of LA. A lot of, like you said, more families down South Bay, Long Beach area, sure. Carson.
My dad was living in Long Beach at the time.
Yeah. We pastored a campus down there for 2 years in Torrance area, 2.5 years. Loved it. Boy and the Bear, best coffee in South Bay. I would say top 5 probably in all of LA.
Really?
Yeah, I would go as far to say that when I think about California, I think Boy and the Bear.
Really?
Yep. I miss it.
So what are your top 3 coffee shops in all of California?
In all of California? Well, Stumptown Coffee, downtown LA. It's like one of my favorite spots.
Number 1 in California?
It's probably like right there, number 1. I don't know if I could say number 1, but I would say probably number 1.
Look at that.
Yeah, I love that place.
Stumptown?
Yeah, it's like where they grind and
would you say that Stumptown's freshly served and poured is the same as their mass produced that they've been doing lately?
No. Well, I mean, because it's the same beans, but like when I go to a coffee shop and I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna ask probably for 1 drink, maybe 2, but really just 1. It's gonna be a cappuccino.
And when you ask for a cappuccino and someone says,
and if you ask for a cappuccino and they say what size, that's a red flag. You are not in a good coffee shop. You need to turn around and leave.
Why? Tell me why.
Just because a traditional cappuccino has a certain amount of ounces of espresso, a certain amount of milk in it. And then even more so, people do these cappuccinos nowadays too, where it's like steamed milk and foam. And so you go to Starbucks and try to order a cappuccino, you're going to get espresso, steamed milk, and foam. And if I see foam on my cappuccino, I'm done. I don't want it.
Okay.
It's ruined. Nah, it's not that bad. It's not really that bad.
This is a bit.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm going to go to and if it's not there, I'm going to get a cortado.
What's a cortado?
Like a smaller cappuccino, just less milk.
Okay.
Same amount of espresso.
Less milk.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do that. So Stumptown is 1.
Yeah, Stumptown, Boy and the Bear.
Number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
Number 3. Think.
Man, I mean, there's so many great spots. It's hard to do a top 3. And if you're watching this, you know coffee, you know what I'm talking about. I would say Intelligentsia.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of great.
Nothing in the Bay.
Some of these choices, though, are personal
to you.
Nostalgic. Like, I feel like I went to Intelligentsia all the time in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Just loved it.
Okay, so I feel like those are your top 3 LA because do you remember any coffee shops in the Bay Area?
Sure. I mean, no.
So those
I
are
don't think so.
LA.
Yeah, I just feel like there's so many coffee shops. If I were
what
to just
about
run
the
my
desert?
brain right now.
What's top 2 in the desert?
Yeah, what about like James Coffee in San Diego?
Yeah,
what
that's
about
what I'm saying.
Like some of these, towards the border coffees. Like those are it's a whole different life down there in San Diego.
Yeah, so LA, those are your 3.
Yeah, LA. San Diego, I loved James Coffee. I loved and forget what it's called. I think it's just Coffee and Tea Collective it's called. But their symbol is the ampersand. So that was cool. Ampersand?
Yeah, ampersand.
San or Sam? Ampersand or Sam?
Ampersand.
Yeah, what else? There was a place in Huntington Beach I really liked called Common Room Roasters.
I remember you.
Yeah, remember we used to go
Long
there and
Beach.
had all the plants and stuff in it.
Yep.
We actually have a picture, I think, on my IG.
I was
where
there.
we're like all cool, standing outside.
How cute are
Insert
we?
Picture here.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Obviously honorable mentions that are always just going to take it home.
More coffee recommendations.
Yeah.
What else?
Everbloom
Oh yeah, Everbloom, of course.
and 6th Street in the desert.
Yeah, so if you're in Palm Springs, you want to go to Everbloom. You want to go to 6th Street in Coachella. Man, I remember the days going to
in Palm Springs.
Yeah, Coffee with a K obviously is a Palm Springs thing.
But I feel like that's a different kind of coffee. We're talking about just very traditional.
There was that place called Joey's.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that?
What was that little place called?
It's called something else now, and I don't even think they're open now. But
Joey's. Was it that little cafe
Joey's.
that had the outside section? Mm-hmm. What about that place that's right by Arrive in Palm Springs?
It's called Cartel now.
Oh, but what was it called?
I forget. It's gonna drive me crazy. What's his name? Isaac Algary used to always go there. I forget.
It's so random.
Yeah. I forget.
Okay, well that place is, if it's still there, it's good. What other coffee do I just really enjoy? I mean, I know Western New York's finest is Aviva coffee.
Yeah, what yeah. Aviva coffee coming soon. What's the place called? Oh, just slipped my mind. What's the place called where you paid like $7 for like a honey latte or like a vanilla oat milk latte? I remember.
Talking about IW?
No, it wasn't IW. I want to say it
in the desert.
No, it might have been a Bluestone Lane.
Oh,
the one in West Hollywood. Yeah, because that joint was.
And then Blue Bottle.
Yeah, Blue Bottle is just gosh.
See, there's just you just start talking about it, and there's no end to the recommendations.
There was great Blue Bottles in LA. Used to always go to the one
on Third.
Mm. Yep, that was
the street of Beverly Center.
Yep, that was really cool. And then there was one over by Del Mar too. Someone was remember I just showed you the video. Kelly Clarkson was singing in it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, where is that? It was on the way to where your boss used to live. Like it was in
Marina?
Yes, Marina Del Rey. I think it was right there. Yep. That was cool.
You know who has good coffee? It's kind of shocking. Nordstrom E Cafe.
Yeah.
Has a good coffee.
Yeah, my pastor used to always get the honey almond latte with oat milk.
Honey almond latte. Those are bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love me some coffee.
Yeah. Yep. If you're still watching, thanks. Let us know your favorite coffee spots below. And yeah, what else is going on with you, Randy?
We did mention that we were going to talk about our.
Yes. Well, we have a couple things lined up.
Okay, tell me what you got lined up.
One, I'm just, we got to start really just getting some weekly thoughts together, getting on camera, sharing with the people how our life is going.
Okay.
Because we do have a lot of support from people that, a majority of our subscribers on this YouTube channel are people that have jumped in like from seeing a clip. But we do have a lot of like locals back in the desert still love hearing from us. And so, we're always doing church stuff, and I don't like to separate church stuff with vlog stuff, but like this is our life. And, I'd love to get together and just talk a little about what's going on in the world, what's going on in your world, my world, the world. But, I was recently asked by somebody, how do we deal with disagreements? And like I said, hey, we fight, we get in arguments. Sure. And he's like, yeah, right. You guys probably been picture perfect since the beginning. And I said, no, we actually did break up.
We did.
And we're going to share on our next podcast episode the story of how we broke up. And we're going to share where we broke up at.
If you haven't already heard it.
Yes, if you haven't heard this story, I can never walk into one of these establishments again.
Comment if you know the establishment.
I cannot walk into one of these restaurants and not go, yeah, I probably dropped the ball there.
Yep.
So make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to start podcasting with you because we obviously have great stuff going on with church, and we're always interviewing pastors and leaders and trying to inspire people. But I also just love hearing your thoughts on stuff and not not really worrying about, delivering some revelation every time. It's like, I just do want to just talk sometimes.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think it's really cool because I feel like even just in the aspect of taking in content at all, I think there is a part where people are like, I want to listen to good content that is rooted in something that that is empowering or just positive, like literally, like they just, you don't want to have to, there's a difference between consuming like something casual, a podcast like this, than there is like listening to the news or having to hear this or getting lost on TikTok or, all those things like that. So that's what I think we hope that this space always is just for people to consume content that's going to be probably like a little bit funny, Jesus-centered.
Yeah, we're going to tell a few jokes here and there.
Stop.
But I don't know. There's times where I've wanted to say stuff and, really like talk about things as husband and wife, talk about things as a family, talk about how we process what goes on in our world. That a lot of times it's not that it's not appropriate for our church platform or whatever, but I do have a YouTube channel that I just always want to put stuff out. I want your thoughts. I want you to put stuff out. Like you said, that's just good for your soul.
Yeah. And I think too, this is a place where we're going to share more of our opinion. All of our church content is going to be
the word
scripture
of God,
based.
Absolutely.
So we're not going to give you our opinion. We're going to give you what the word says, and we're to follow that. And so, but of course there's no shortage of opinion in today's day and age. And so you'll get a little bit more of our personal opinion on things and takes on life that we're not going to serve on a platter to people that are sitting in the church building, that they're here for the word.
Sure.
Period, point blank.
Absolutely. And especially on levels like how we parent and like how we, again, process big issues in our world, in our small context. Like, it's not that our life is small, but sometimes people freak out about these issues as if they're affecting the people right in front of them today. And I was having lunch with some guys earlier, and we were talking about, again, like the government, we're talking about the world, we're talking about, more mask mandates, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm always going to have a concern for people that share their opinion on something. But fear is a powerful paralyzer of love. And sometimes we're unable to love the people that are right in front of us because we're in fear of what could happen in the future. And for me, a lot of my anxiety, a lot of my mental battles always come from that idea of, am I looking at what's right in front of me today, or am I stressing about something I can't see and something that might not even happen?
Yeah.
And so I want our pod to always have that safety, like you said, where we can talk and, we'd love to get feedback from anybody listening if there's stuff we should hit and talk about. But each week we're going to record and we'll pull maybe some stuff that's going on in the world, some stuff that's happening, and go from there. Yeah, because stuff's changing in our city, at least. Like, the college students are back. So in the town of Fredonia, there's 10,000 locals. When college students comes back, it's like 13,000 people here. I think there's maybe 3,000 students.
I think it's like 6.
I want to say it was 6, but someone told me that attendance has been down. So let's say it's anywhere from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
And when kids come back, there's definitely a shift in the town.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're driving down the street and it's like, the middle of the afternoon.
You're just seeing you're seeing young people
you're just
everywhere.
seeing young people everywhere. So you're driving down the street and during the summertime you would see, Bill and Bob that are in their 60s mowing their grass and you would wave and that would be it. Now you drive down the street on a Saturday and it's like all these kids playing beer pong in the middle of the day. Yeah. Or you go out on Sunday morning and there's trash everywhere in the middle of the street. And it's not every college kid. I mean, you just see more kids out. And I know for us, it's great because we have people coming to church and we have more people that are interested in what we're doing. And we also have more people that don't like what we're doing.
Amen.
But it does bring some fresh life, I think, And I always feel more motivated when seasons change because I feel like I have to change with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the weather's changing, fall's coming. The
weather's changing, yeah.
Yeah, man, I was all inspired yesterday. It was our Sabbath, and I'm cleaning our gutters out and, going around the yard. What'd you say?
Man.
Well, that's debatable because, once I got up there, I saw some stuff that was weird. But, dude, in our gutters, there was, plants growing and stuff.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just...
The wrong little, acorn falls from the tree into those gutters, and it sprouts.
Yeah, there's birds' nests up there, and I think on the front garage light we have one. But anyways, I was just, the season was changing, and I'm like, I'm going to get some work done. And I feel like winter is always that for me, too. What's your favorite season?
Oof. What do you mean?
Well, there's 4 seasons.
I do know that.
So winter, summer, spring, fall. Which one do you like the most?
I feel like right now is my favorite time where it's still hot a few days, but then there's some cool days, but you can be outside at any point and it's not going to be too cold and it's not going to be too hot.
Yeah. Great fishing weather.
Yes.
Randy caught a fish a couple weeks ago.
I did.
How was that?
Solemnly swear I did.
How did that go for you?
It was invigorating.
What do you mean?
It was crazy. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you're sitting there because, you throw it out. What is it called? You cast your line.
Yeah, cast your line.
You cast it and you're sitting there and you start to feel a tug and you're like, oh, it's grass. And, you do that 15 times.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And then you finally feel this pool and you're like, oh my God. And it doesn't let go. And then it comes up and it was a little squinkler like this big.
Yeah, the pond we go fish at, it's bait fish, these tiny little guys. And I was at lunch, like I was saying, I was at lunch with these guys today, and there were 6 of us there. I was talking to one guy about fishing, and I mentioned a fish, and 3 of them all of a sudden perked their ears up right away. We're like, what? And so I asked the other guy that didn't say anything about fishing, I go, do you like to fish, man? Have you ever fished before? And he said, yeah, I wish I could do it more. And I said, man, out of every guy I've ever talked to about fishing, 99% of the time, that's the same comment. Yeah, I wish I had time to do it more. Or, oh, I haven't done it in so long.
Oh.
It's been way too long since I've done it. And it is one of those things that takes time, and you have to be able to pull away.
You love it.
I love it because I don't have a lot of high expectations when I go do it.
Okay.
I'm realizing this about some people because I'll text somebody and be like, hey, let's go down to the pond for an hour and fish. And some people, when they go fishing, they're like, no, we're going to go for 8 hours. We need to go catch the biggest fish we can find. We need the biggest boat. And they're not going to just go fish for 30 minutes and be like, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
I like to do it at the end of the day before wrapping up and just, sometimes the baby will go down while it's still light outside. And I'll be like, I'm going to take off for an hour. I'll be right back. Or even during her nap yesterday, I think I went.
Yeah, you went for an hour and a half.
Just for an hour, just hour and a half, caught nothing, which... I say I don't care, but slowly I'm starting to care.
Yeah, but you don't have to go out on a boat and be in the middle of the Lake Erie to be able to enjoy fishing.
Yeah. Brave is here right now, my nephew, and I was like, Brave, we're going to go fishing. And Maya goes, oh, Brave, do you want to go out on a boat and go fishing? I go, no. You fishing with me, Uncle Chills.
Uncle Chills is off the corner of the pond.
We're going to the side of the road and throwing it. But it is one of those things I feel like I'm doing that it doesn't matter if I'm good or bad at it. I just like doing it.
Yeah.
And I think every leader needs a hobby that it doesn't matter if you're good or bad at it. You do it for the love of doing it, which is hard to find nowadays because everything is naturally a competition or makes you want to perform.
Yeah.
But as leaders already, we have so much we're learning and striving for and trying to grow in. that when it comes to a hobby, like if I were to try to golf, I feel like I would take it too serious, and I would all I would want to do is just get better and stress out, you know. And the times I've tried golfing, I just got tense.
Yeah.
Fishing for me has literally been like, zzz, and then I just have to be in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
like, I can't be on my phone. I can't
Yeah.
multitask. I have to be there.
I feel like I get it after the last few times of going to the pond.
Yeah.
I love that you have something that you're enjoying.
Yep. I just dropped two on our vlog, some just random shots of us fishing.
I watched that.
Yeah, I think a pic of you is in there somewhere too.
Oh, sorry. I keep yawning.
No, it's okay. Okay, what's on the plans for the rest of the day? And we'll wrap this up.
Will you clip that part out? I'm going to keep yawning.
No.
Gee, Manny, I feel so bad.
We'll figure it out, yeah.
So,
what do we got to do the rest of the day?
in about an hour, I have another meeting with someone, one of our interns. And then after that, you have your young adult college group Bible study. You're doing some of those student leaders. I have my women leaders group. And then at 7:30, I have a Zoom call with some women that are from a few different churches in the South.
Nice. What's that for?
It's the inner healing stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things Randy's really been feeling lately is to be trained in the area of inner healing ministry.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Yeah, the way that it's been described to me, everybody I feel like has a different explanation depending on what your journey was going through it. But it's like walking back through some of your past experiences, everything that's formed you. So like the origin of your life, what you kind of abbreviate some of it.
Family of origin.
Yeah.
Traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
Response to those experiences.
Yeah, all that stuff like that. Kind of how you came about to be who you've become today.
Right.
And so, I feel like it's a big need in our area. I feel like it's a need for everybody.
Yeah, it is. And you see culture showing that more with these therapy apps like BetterHelp and kind of stuff. And I think that therapy does a good job at exposing these things. Inner healing is more of a deep journey with the Holy Spirit to find healing from those things. Yeah. Not just expose them and help us correlate what they did to us, but also be like, who am I now after this?
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'll be, it's 12 weeks and then I get certified in January.
Yeah, we're going to bring it to Western New York.
Yeah,
people getting healed.
I'm really looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
So that'll be tonight. And then Maya and Bubby are staying here again tonight. And then I think also on Wednesday night. And then Manny comes into town Thursday. Yeah,
can't wait to see Manny. I am begging him to be on one of our podcasts, either with the Heathers or he'll be on Good News over at Gospel. But we can't wait to see them, hang with them. They're actually getting their son dedicated in church this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing the dedication. I'm going to cry so hard. Maybe not cry, but I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be an honor. But yeah, it's always so great when they're here, but then I'm always so sad when they leave.
I know, same.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll sit down and have a conversation with us. It's been great hanging with Brave, like him staying here, because last night we were playing Nintendo Switch.
Oh, he loves it.
Oh my gosh.
It's your dream.
Yes. I'm playing video games with my nephew, and he is busting up laughing. I got the footage over on the vlog. It's just, he's cracking up laughing and just having so much fun. So it's cool having them here. When Manny's here, I really hope he enjoys it.
Yeah, I think he
really
will.
hope God speaks to him, and he just gets refreshed being here.
Yeah.
My heart for him is always, every time he comes away from what he's got going on in his life over there, he just gets refreshed.
Yeah.
And that New York would be a haven for him. So if you're watching this, I love you, brother. Can't wait to see you.
But Maya and I were up last night till like 3 a.m.
Wait, doing what? I was wondering what the deal was, because, again, when she's here, I don't make a big deal.
You don't. He's awesome.
No, and husbands, if you're watching this, when your wife's family is around, don't be extra weight to carry. That's gold right there. Just don't be an extra thing to worry about. Let them do what they got to do, because you're going to be there when they're not.
Yeah, amen.
But yeah, so what happened? You guys were up all night?
Yeah, we've just been into this show.
Okay, that's all we need to hear. Dear Lord.
We've been into this show together, and we never get to, literally we'll binge watch stuff, but like
from opposite sides of the country.
Yeah, so we get to watch stuff together. So we've been up watching shows, but it's normally we don't start watching it until our kids go to sleep, and the episodes are 45 minutes long. So it's like 2 episodes after 9 o'clock, you're already almost at midnight. You know what I So yeah, we were up till 2 a.m. Then we got up, and today they got to have like their fall celebration with each other because they're all together.
Oh yeah.
So they did a bunch of stuff like that, but we were up so late, and we're like halfway through, and we're like, we shouldn't have stayed up till 2:30 in the morning. It's funny.
Yeah, I feel like anytime I'm up late, I regret it the next day.
Every time.
But obviously, the older you get, I think that's the case.
Yep.
Because there was a time I could stay up till like 4 a.m, wake up at 10 and be like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, man, I stay up till 9 and I wake up at 7. I'm like,
I could do an extra hour.
What? It's been 10 hours. Why am I still hurting? That's always a telltale sign you're getting old. You wake up hurt.
Man.
Hurt yourself in your sleep.
Can't relate. Just kidding. Yes, I can. I have acute sciatic pain.
Yeah, you sure do. What do you mean you can't do? Dude, Randy would be sleeping sometimes with her arm like through the pillow, kind of this arm like this, just laying back, and then she'll wake up and say, my neck hurts. I wonder why. Posing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, sleeping in the same bed together is something that you don't get prepared for in marriage.
What are you talking about?
Dude, people, they don't understand. Okay?
What don't they understand?
They think that when you get married, it's just like, oh, you're going to get in bed and have sex. And it's like, no one teaches you. You actually need to know how to get comfortable in a bed.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm not concerned about like, oh, we're going to have sex in bed. I was like, how are we going to... You have this fantasy that you're just gonna cuddle and fall asleep in each other's arms. It's like, okay, this is our nighttime routine. Can I give you a play-by-play? We do our whole nighttime stuff. We come in, get into bed. We align the pillows.
Okay.
Everybody gets their designated pillows. You have 2. I have 2.
Yep. We always line them out.
I have 2 very specific ones.
We always count them.
And then if I grab one and I lay in bed, I'm like, where's my pillow? Where's my pillow? We align them. Then we get cozy and we hug each other for about 10 minutes.
If that.
Not even, like 5 minutes.
5.5.
And I go, all right, I'm going to get comfortable. Okay, good night. And then we turn opposite directions.
Opposite directions, yeah. But sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll just feel like the bottom of my foot, I'll feel her foot just come on top, like, oh, all is well. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I never knew that was going to be a thing.
It's so funny.
Yeah. And obviously, we've been married now 8 years. This is the biggest our bed has ever been. We have a king size bed. Thank the Lord.
We have so much space though.
Still, there's times where I remember we were in a full size when we first got, or we had a queen when we got married.
No, we had a full size mattress.
We had a full size mattress we got married. That was rough. Because again, I got all the premarital counseling about how to pray for your wife, how to speak the word of God over her. How to be a man, how to lead her, protect her, serve her. My pastor never said, here's how you get comfortable in the bed next to her.
Stupid. Sagging in the stairway.
Yeah. But yeah, so next episode, it'll be fun to walk people through that story. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because we're on our way. So check this out really quick. On our church account, we are almost at the point where we'll be able to have monetization, like, page ads, which would be great because it'll go towards the ministry. It'll help bless the ministry and stuff. But one thing we want to do in the future is something like Patreon, where, YouTube allows memberships to where here on my channel, I would love to start dropping some exclusive content like, hey, here's how you prep a sermon, or hey, here's our views on these hot topics. Like, here's my thoughts on abortion. Here's my thoughts on homosexuality, like all these kind of things. You can access it through memberships though. So the goal is just to keep putting content here. Please share it, subscribe it, like the video. It helps YouTube get it out to more people. But we're on the road.
You're plugging.
I'm plugging, girl.
I feel like this is a power strip, baby.
Yeah, listen, social media is a great servant. It helps serve your vision. It helps
Terrible master.
It's a terrible master.
I'm speaking this Sunday.
Yeah, how are you feeling about that?
I feel good.
See, that's exclusive content right there. How does Randy prepare for a message? I'll just walk around and vlog 24/7 with her. No.
It's stressful.
No way we ain't doing that. Yeah, you're preaching this Sunday.
Yeah, I'm preaching this Sunday. I'm excited. The message is called "What's Feeding You?"
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
What's on your feed?
Yeah, you can play with it, I'm sure. Did you see the thumbnail Jerry did for the message?
No.
It's pretty cool. We're in a teaching series at the church called Face Hook.
She's a creative genius.
He is. Shout out to Jerry, man. We love you.
Jerry Ambry. She's a creative genius.
Yes. We're doing a series at the church
Dope.
called Face Hook. And it's basically a play on Facebook. It's all about when Jesus sets his face towards Jerusalem. and how as Christians we need to have our face on the right things. And so, yes, I'm really excited to hear you speak.
When is this coming out? Next week?
Yours?
This pod?
This pod?
Mm-hmm.
A week, yeah.
Okay, but not before Sunday?
No.
All right, listen.
How do you think you did?
Listen, if you're listening back to this, Randy, no, just kidding.
This will come out, this episode of us talking right now.
Right at this moment.
On this podcast will come out like a week after you preach.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How do you think it went?
I hope great. Hopefully, my God, I hope people are saved, love Jesus, been transformed by the power of the Lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Of course they do. And, you're going to have a fair share of people that are mad that a woman is preaching.
Sure.
But women can preach, y'all.
Sure. I'm just kidding. No, I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I feel like the series is so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good series to talk about social media.
Yeah, it's just the first week really hit home. I think it's not necessarily saying that social media is the problem. That's not the heart behind the series. It's just saying your attention might be on the wrong thing when you're.
It's saying you're lacking self-control if social media is a problem.
That's good. Yeah,
I think it comes down to the fruit of the spirit. What are you lacking? Where are you lacking?
Yeah.
It's and social media, the inability to stay off of it or to determine how many hours you're going to spend or whatever, all that stuff like that. That boils down to self-control.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about on Sunday is talking about like the hunger. Everybody's like, well, it's just natural for me to go on social media. I just spend so much time on it now. But then they also question themselves, why don't I want to read the Bible? Why don't I want to worship? Why isn't church a big deal to me? And the answer is because you're feeding yourself with something else. So simultaneously, while you're on your feed, you are being fed.
Yeah.
That's why they literally call it a feed.
That's good.
Because it's feeding you something. And so we can't wonder why we're not hungry for the word when you're full on all of the things that the social media has to offer today.
Yeah, it's almost similar to like sugar. It tricks your system into being satisfied with something that has a crash to it, versus eating real food that you digest and it properly gives you nutrients. Social media sometimes just gives us these little kicks of energy and these kicks of affirmation.
Yeah.
Instead of having a balanced diet of here's how I find my meaning in life. I was just listening to Cal Newport talk about this and how, so many people get addicted to their phones because of what it does to the dopamine rush.
Yeah.
And most people think dopamine is the good thing. Like we want dopamine as the end result, and that's the thing. And dopamine is not the reward itself. Dopamine is the urge in you that says, I'm going to go do something that gives me a mental reward.
Serotonin, I think is
exactly.
the feeling.
And that's what you're after, is that feeling of like, wow, that release. And so a lot of people use social media because the dopamine is driving them to make these decisions that hopefully will lead to a reward that pays off in their soul. And so it's been a great series already. I know you're going to kill it.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I'm so thankful that you get up there and do this with me. Like, Randy's on track, I think, to preach on a Sunday, I think 6 times this year. And I just think it's been such a blessing each time.
Thanks for
Yeah. Yep. Under the authority of the lead pastor, for all you theologians listening, you haters. Okay.
Soft complimentarians.
Yes. We're soft compliments.
Soft copies.
Yeah. We're soft compies. That doesn't sound good.
No, that doesn't
Yeah.
either.
We're soft
Sounds like
complementarians. We're soft complementarians at gospel. Okay.
Gee, money.
If you really want to know about that,
Gee, money.
we'll do a whole episode about it.
After you sign up for the Patreon.
Yes.
Thanks for watching With the Headers. Bye.
Yes. Anything else you want to sign? We're almost out of the hour here.
No, I'm good. It felt like a filler episode. Like we were kind of just like,
It
this is where
really
we're
does.
going.
So here's what needs to happen. We need to get on a rhythm of sitting down.
Tell us what we need to
this
do.
equipment is pretty much set up down here anyways. And we'll do our next one soon where we'll talk about breaking up, talk about some keys to good relationships. And then there's enough going on in our world. All it's going to take is just a couple bullet points and we'll hit each one. How does a Christian respond to this? How does a mom of a daughter respond to that? How would you deal with this?
And I just want to talk about what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That guy is not real.
Dude. Yeah, that's... I get asked all the time about, like, current cultural issues and, like, something that's going viral or something, and I'm always like, ugh. Either I don't know enough about it.
This is where we're going to divulge.
Well, that's why I often come to my wife. I'm like, have you heard about this?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Here's what you need to say next time. So...
No.
Listen, she controls my wardrobe.
Listen, I have like 3 hours of sleep. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Well, that's Maya's fault.
Stop!
Oh, you think Maya would be on With the Heathers again?
Yeah. I asked her. She told you.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I'll just interview her.
Yeah, and I could sit over there. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We love you. Sign off.
Blessings and peace, brothers and sisters.
This is With the Heathers. See you next time.